Punctuation in fiction writing. When readers immerse themselves in a novel, they typically don't pay much attention to the number of commas or quotation marks present in each phrase. Instead, punctuation serves to enhance the reading experience by creating seamless transitions between sentences, paragraphs, and pages. Ideally, punctuation should fade into the background, enabling readers to concentrate fully on the narrative. These marks play a crucial role in ensuring clear and effective communication. When used correctly, punctuation guides the flow of ideas, adds emphasis to sentences, and clarifies meaning, ultimately enriching the reader's understanding of the text. 8 major rules of punctuating dialogue. Dialogue is a critical component to a great book. It drives action, it reveals character, and it relays facts and information. Writing realistic, compelling dialogue takes skill and practice, and so does punctuating it properly. Dialogue has its own set of rules that can be tricky to keep straight. Here are 8 major rules for punctuating dialogue correctly, so that your text communicates clearly and appears polished and professional. Number 1. Use a comma to introduce text. When writing a dialogue, place a comma before your opening quote. There is, however, an exception to this rule. No comma is needed when you introduce a text using a conjunction such as that or whether. She said, "It's all in the details." He told me that there are 1,008 different reasons to write. Number 2. Use a comma when a dialogue tag follows a quote. While your character may have just spoken a complete sentence, you may not need to end it with a period. When dialogue is followed by a tag, for example, he said, asked, replied, then use a comma before the closing quote when you would normally use a period. If no tag follows the text, end the dialogue with punctuation to end the spoken sentence. This rule applies only to periods. You should not omit other punctuation that adds meaning or clarity to a sentence, such as an exclamation mark or question mark. "Let go of your fears," he replied. "Write from your heart," she stated. "It's the best way to reach the reader." "But when is it time to write?" she asked. "Now," he answered. Number 3. Periods and commas fall within closing quotations. When closing a quotation, a period or comma always falls within the quotation, not outside of it. All of these rules are starting to make sense. "It's a matter of practice," he said. She explained, "You just need to understand each rule." Number 4. Question marks. Exclamation points and dashes fall inside or outside closing quotations. In dialogue, question marks, exclamation marks, and em dash typically fall within closing quotation marks. However, it depends on the usage and meaning. These punctuation marks may fall outside of the closing quotation in some cases. "4!" he shouted as he waxed the ball off the tee. "Congratulations to the man who has it all." "Are you joining us today?" she asked. Which book contains the phrase, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times"? She said, "I can do this." And that was when she began her career in writing. Number 5. Use single quotes when using quotes within dialogue. Use a pair of single quotes nested within double to indicate quoted text within dialogue. Note that there is no added space in between the closing single and the double quotation mark. When doling out dessert, my grandmother always said, "You may have a cookie for each hand." He said, "I've heard this one is the phone for the next generation, but I'm not sold on it yet." Number 6. Use capitalization to indicate the end of the sentence. When writing dialogue, Only capitalize the first letter of the word to indicate the end of the sentence. There may be times when you end the quote with punctuation that would normally require the next word to be capitalized, such as an exclamation mark or question mark. But unless the sentence is truly over, use a lowercase letter to follow this punctuation. "He's here! He's here!" she screamed. "Would you like to answer the door?" she asked. "What do you mean?" he said to Jenna, "by asking me to dinner?" Number 7. Use paragraph breaks to indicate a change in speaker. In dialogue, a new paragraph is used each time there's a change in speaker. This helps with clarity and can eliminate the need to add tags after each line of dialogue. Here's an example from A Tale of Two Cities. "You know the Old Bailey well." "No doubt," said one of the oldest clerks to Jerry the messenger. "Yes, sir," returned Jerry, in something of a dogged manner. "I do know Bailey." "Just so. And you know Mr. Laurie?" "I know Mr. Laurie, sir. Much better than I know the Bailey." "Much better," said Jerry, not unlike a reluctant witness at the establishment in question. "Then I, as an honest tradesman, wish to know the Bailey." Number 8. When in doubt, look it up. The rules for punctuating dialogue are established for the sake of clarity. Follow the rules and you can communicate your message clearly to your reader. You can find more details and examples to special cases in the Chicago Manual of Style. For fiction and nonfiction books, the CMOS, Chicago Manual of Style, is the source. Also, rely on a good copy editor to help you catch any errors in dialogue punctuation you may have missed. Every sentence needs punctuation of some kind. At all times, check to make sure no sentence is left untethered by end punctuation. The reader needs to know that you're finished with the sentence and that it isn't a typo or that you intended to write more but forgot. When next you're reading a novel, pay attention to the punctuation marks used, when and where they're used, and the difference it makes to your reading experience. This is a great learning hack. You can grab a copy of my recently published novel, A Billionaire's Guide to Betting the Enemy, for free by clicking the link below. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And be sure to turn on post notifications so you're the first to know when there is a new video. Happy writing!